And good morning. It is 6:06 on your drive into work this morning, and of course, a few things to get into today. And as we, kind of get over this Hump Day edition of the show. That's right, it's Wednesday already. I'm still kind of screwed up from Monday because Monday the markets were closed, so this really only feels like Tuesday, but it's actually Wednesday. Well, there you go.
I love a short work week, but it fouls up my internal calendar.
It sure does. I tell you, last night I wasn't sure that I was actually going to survive today because, we had this front that blew in last night here in Houston, and of course, it was amazing.
It was vicious.
I've lived through hurricanes. I grew up in the 60s, right? And we lived through Hurricane Carla, Hugo, Alicia. And, the winds were whipping through last night. I was like, man, I feel like I'm in Kansas here. So,
of course, you were in a new place last night.
I know, right?
Completely different experience for you.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's different when you live in a house and then you move into an apartment, and then because we're waiting on our new house to be finished. So, it's interesting. You hear everything. There is. It's funny because like the people that live upstairs. They must have the messiest kids on the planet because she vacuums like every 20 minutes. And she's got the loudest vacuum on the planet. It's one of these things that it sounds like a jet just took off. And like seriously, every 20 minutes she's upstairs. I'm like, what on earth is going up there? And every once in a while you hear a big thud.
Yeah.
So it's either really messy kids or they're murdering people upstairs and cleaning up after.
It's probably a meth lab and she's cleaning up spillage.
I tell you what, it very well could be. Again, this is an apartment. I haven't lived in an apartment in 20 years, so this is a whole remembrance of experience. We were talking about the football game yesterday, the playoff games over the weekend. Of course, the big hubbub was over the last minute call in the Saints game by the ref that threw it into overtime, and of course that led to the Saints' loss. And of course, you can imagine people in New Orleans a bit upset about the call.
Oh, yeah.
Popeye's Chicken came out yesterday, and did you see this? No. They tweeted a blurry picture of chicken, and they said they called it referee chicken. There's actually an optometrist that's now offering free vision test to any NFL referee. So
take advantage of it.
And look, here's the thing about it is that, they're obviously upset about the call. They should be. There's a lot of debate over the validity of that call, and it did change the outcome of the game for the Saints. But, it was nice to see social media actually being used in a good way. They were having fun with it. They weren't being mean about it. They weren't being hateful about it. But, they did come up with some clever ideas to voice their opinions, right?
Yeah.
Without being mean and hateful and spiteful and which is what social media has really become.
Obviously a momentary lapse.
Yeah. Well, it's just going to show there's still some civility out in the world. And again, there was an interesting article out yesterday. This person went through their Facebook page and they unfriended like half the people in their Facebook page, and they said they felt great afterwards because you get all this stuff that comes into your feed.
Oh, my favorite button on Facebook is delete.
It's honestly true. There's when I go on vacation, I turn off social media entirely. And the only reason I use social media is simply just to, communicate what we're doing, post our articles, those type of things. I don't actually have a personal page, so to speak. So, but even with that, just even that bit of time spent on social media is such a waste of my day.
It's a time suck.
It really is. Anyway, look, we got lots of stuff to get into today. All right, let's talk a little bit about the markets yesterday because this was really kind of an interesting turnout yesterday. We've had this rally from this recent low, and if you're watching our live stream right now at our YouTube channel, simply go to Lance Roberts Show at YouTube, or on our website at realinvestmentadvice.com, lancerobertsshow.com gets you there as well. Just go to the podcast tab. You can watch all of our live streams there. Also, you can pick up all of our podcasts there as well through all your favorite devices that you use. But this rally, what we've been talking about here over the last few days is this rally from the December 24th lows has been very, very strong. And we actually got back above the 50-day moving average. Now, that's actually a very, very good thing. That's a good positive outcome. And of course, we're running right into this resistance that has really kind of defined the markets ever since the lows of October and November. Yesterday, the market sold off. Had a pretty good sell-off yesterday. Now, this is one of the first days that we've had really in the last 3 weeks that we actually had a sell-off in the market. So not surprising there. But the two things that were surprising, one is that we had this sell-off on concerns that the meeting with China had been called off with the delegation over trade. And again, what we've talked about before is that simply there's a real inability here to actually cut a trade deal with China. There's no incentive for China to cut a trade deal that really impacts their future growth. I think very, very long-term in nature, not short-term. And so there's not a lot of incentive, there's not a lot of leverage for China to come to the table. So this meeting was called off. And the market sold off because, again, trade concerns continue to really weigh on the markets. Now we've got trade concerns. Tariffs are impacting producers and manufacturers. We're seeing that already coming through a lot of these reports. When you take a look at a lot of the regional manufacturing surveys, it's one of the most mentioned items in terms of the manufacturing surveys. What is hurting your business? Tariffs. So that it's certainly a concern. So when that was called off yesterday, that certainly roiled the markets a bit. Now the markets pulled back right to that level of support and was actually below that. We'd actually broken support, broken through the 50-day moving average. That would have been a bearish sign, but Larry Kudlow, National Economic Advisor, came out late yesterday and said, no, absolutely not true. Trade hasn't been, the talks haven't been called off. So the market rallied back a bit late yesterday at the very close to close above that 50-day moving average, holding that support. So that's actually a positive outcome for the markets temporarily. I suspect that we're going to find out that the trade talks actually have been called off. And again, whenever this market has had a correction, and particularly after the correction that we saw in November, December, the White House, the Federal Reserve have been very quick to come out and make comments and statements to try to support the markets, to try to keep things moving in a positive manner. Because again, one of the biggest problems with the decline in the market is the loss of consumer confidence. A retraction in consumer confidence leads to slower economic growth, and the economy is already slowing down. So again, they're very cognizant of that. We've got a lot of stuff to get into this morning, so make sure and get by our website, LanceRobertsShow.com. Pick up our live stream there and our podcast. Also, our daily blogs are out today. We've got a couple more coming out this week as well. I think you'll find very interesting. All at the website, LanceRobertsShow.com. We'll be right back after the break.
Lance Roberts blog. It's required reading for the informed investor. Catch it today on LanceRobertsShow.com.